Okay, so today we're diving into something a little different.
Right.
We've got this review, of the 2024 film Adam the First.
Mm-hmm.
And, our listeners might be thinking, like, wait, a movie review?
Right.
Like, how is this a deep dive?
Yeah.
But trust me, this film, it tackles some pretty big, profound stuff like identity and family.
Mm-hmm.
And even that age-old question of, like, connection.
Yeah.
Like, where do we belong?
Yeah, like, how do we connect?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Things we all kind of struggle with, right?
Oh, absolutely. And, I think this review does a really good job of using the film as, like, a framework to talk about these, like, universal human experiences.
Right.
And you really see it play out in Adam's journey.
Yeah.
He's this young boy played by Oakes Fegley.
Mm.
And he, like, embarks on this cross-country search for his biological father.
It's like this unique and maybe a little awkward family reunion, just like in reverse.
Yeah.
But it's not just like a feel-good road trip movie, right?
No, not quite. The reviewer really highlights the film's pacing. It's very much like a slow burn.
I see.
Which really lets them, like, explore Adam's emotions and the kind of complex dynamics of the families he meets along the way.
Now, speaking of, different landscapes, the review also mentions the film's Mississippi setting.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the Mississippi River, it's always held this, powerful place in American storytelling.
Yeah.
It's almost like a symbol of the flow of time, the interconnectedness of lives, and that search for meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by setting the film along this iconic waterway, the filmmakers are really subtly connecting Adam's, like, personal journey to this larger idea of, American identity and belonging.
That's so insightful.
Yeah.
And it really makes you think about how the places that we come from, the landscapes we live in, actually, like, shape our sense of self.
Exactly.
And, while we're on the topic of people who shape things,
Yeah.
the review raves about the performances from the supporting cast, like David Duchovny, T.R. Knight, and so many more.
Yeah, they're fantastic, especially in those quieter moments
Yeah.
where so much is said, without words. Just expressions and gestures.
Yeah, those quiet moments, they really hit you the hardest, don't they?
They do.
I think the review even said something about how the film's emotional resonance, like, lingers long after the credits roll.
Yes, exactly. The reviewer argues that the film's impact doesn't come from, explosive action or crazy plot twists.
Right.
It comes from those quiet moments of reflection.
Yeah.
And, those moments, they invite us to connect with the characters in a much deeper way.
It makes me wonder, do you find yourself more drawn to those slower, more introspective films?
Mm.
Or do you prefer the kind that are really fast-paced and action-packed?
Honestly, I enjoy both. But there is something special about a film that kind of lets you sit with the characters and their emotions.
Yeah.
To really absorb the story at your own pace. And I think Adam the First really offers that.
At the end of the day, this film, regardless of its pace or genre, it seems to be prompting us to ask ourselves some pretty important questions. Like, what does it mean to belong? Where do we come from? And how does that shape who we become? And what journeys of self-discovery have we taken in our own lives?
I think those are the questions that make this film worth watching.
Yeah.
Even if you don't usually like dramas,
Yeah.
It's an invitation to really reflect on our own journeys and that search for connection and meaning.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And, maybe this film will inspire some of our listeners to embark on their own journey of discovery, whether that's tracing their family tree
Oh, yeah.
or just exploring the places and stories that have shaped who they are today.
I love that.
I think that's a great place to wrap up.
Yeah.
So till next time, keep exploring.
And keep diving deep.